Have you yourself ever experienced racism when you've been growing up?
Yeah, I have. It's not something I realised happened when you were growing up, and then you start playing football. Everyone's having fun. You're playing with all different races, and you get the odd shout here and there. So it was something I wasn't aware of, obviously growing up. And then as soon as it happens to you, you know it was there.
Sort of when you did receive racism and obviously realised what it was about, how did that make you feel?
Yeah, it's not a nice feeling at all. You feel on your own. Not really much you can do about it at the time. I mean, you're only a kid still. And it was, definitely something that I didn't know at that age happened. So, it didn't feel well.
Looking back from sort of an adult's perspective, what advice would you give to young people who are receiving sort of racism themselves?
I'll just try and block it out. I mean, it's best to speak to people. I don't think it's good keeping it in. It can probably only make it worse. It's not something we want in the game or at all in society. And if you can tell people about it and pick the people, especially if it's like Sunday League or something, and it is happening, you've got to tell people and make sure it gets sorted out.
Very good answer. Obviously, you talked about racism growing up, but have you ever sort of seen or experienced racism yourself, sort of whilst playing football?
Yeah, we have. I'm not going to say which team. It was a few years ago. I've seen it on one particular player, and it's just disgraceful. And what can you do about it if you're playing? You just sort of have to get on with the game. And obviously, you can tell the ref, they probably hear it as well. But you have to sort of get on with it, and it's not a nice feeling.
There's a couple of high-profile cases obviously going on at the moment, which we won't talk about.
Yep.
Talk about off the record now. But hopefully, I think the outcome of them will determine whether people report it or not in the future. I think as well.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, some people might not even do it. They just think it's funny, or I don't know. I'm not saying everyone's the same because they're not. It's only a small majority, but it does happen, and it is getting better, and these obviously campaigns help.
Yeah, that's fair enough. A couple of more interesting sort of questions. I don't know how long we've got, Andrew, about a couple of minutes?
Maybe one or two max.
Right. What advice would you give to a young person who has sort of someone in their family who sort of might be racist or have racist ideas, because a lot of the young people who we work with learn these things from their parents and their aunties and uncles and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's if you are learning sort of that sort of stuff off your parents or family or maybe close friends that are doing it, and you might not know right from wrong. I'm sure as they got older and seen it, they must know it's not right. It obviously does happen, and I think they have to look at it themselves and sort of think it's not right, and that's something they don't want to be doing. But it doesn't help, like you said, when you do have someone in your family or close friends that are doing it. I mean, it's at the beginning, whether they know it's right or not, it's someone that they grew up with, and that's maybe all they know. I don't know.
Yeah, it is a really tough one, a tough thing.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, obviously people know right from wrong, and they've got their own decisions to make. But if you are grew up from a young age, they've got to sort of learn that that's not right, and I'm sure they do in the end.